In your mind, are you the hardest hitter that Errol Spence has ever gone up against?
No doubt about it. You know, he's been in there. I don't think he's never been in there with a fighter who could punch like me. Actually, no, he's never been in. I know for sure. I'm one of the hardest hitters in boxing, period. So, I mean, anybody who steps in the ring with me, I'm going to be the hardest hitter they face.
Do you think the layoff is going to affect him at all? Because it's going to be 14 months since he stepped inside the ring against Sean Porter back at the end of September of 2019.
I don't know. Everyone's different. You know, I can't really speak for him because I don't know. That's something he has to figure out, and we'll have to see December 5th. I know.
Those are the words of Danny Swift Garcia as he claims that Errol Spence hasn't ever been in the ring with a hitter like him. And I'm trying to see who he fought. I mean, Kell Brook was a pretty good he was a decent puncher, but I think Danny's hooks are a little bit more lethal than Kell Brook's straight rights. And I have to agree with him. But here's the question. The next question the commentator asked him, and it was weird, it made a lot of sense, rather. Do you think Errol Spence is ready? There's no way of knowing if he's ready or not. And the problem with a fight like this, a lot of people are writing Danny Garcia off. I hope Danny Garcia beats him. Why? Because Danny Garcia, this is the third time is a charm for Danny. You went through the Thurmans, the Porters, now the Spences. And what you're dealing with is a guy that's been in a car accident that is experimental back inside the boxing realm. Yeah, he was a very tough, big welterweight, southpaw, very aggressive, chops to the body. And, he's what he does, he's very good at what he does, Errol Spence. Now, can he stand up for someone, especially with big punches like Danny Garcia? Will Danny Garcia get the type of recognition that he deserves if he beats someone like Errol Spence now? That's the question you ask yourself. Because if Danny Garcia goes out and hits him with one of them Philly hammers, and something happens to Errol Spence that you're like, ooh, okay, at what point would you look at that as you don't know how to range it? If he can hurt Errol Spence, would it be because he could hurt Errol Spence because Errol Spence was involved in this accident? It was a near tragic accident. Or did he hurt him just because he can punch hard? How are we going to know that? That's the question. There's no way of really knowing at this point that if Danny Garcia catches this guy and hurts this guy, will he get credit for hurting this guy because this guy was involved in something that was much more important than boxing? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Danny Swift Garcia saying that he is the hardest puncher that Errol Spence has ever faced. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.